Stir fry is the answer when it comes to the big question, what's for dinner? They are fast, they're healthy, they're easy, and best of all, they're budget friendly. I've got a great formula to teach you, and once you learn it, you can stir fry with any ingredients you have on hand. The formula has 4 parts: a protein, vegetables, aromatics, and a sauce. Once you learn that, you can stir fry anything you want. I'm starting with just boneless, skinless chicken breast. A good tip here is that you want all of your meats and your veggies, for that matter, to be in bite-sized portions. This is going to ensure quick cooking and even cooking so that everything kind of comes together at the same time. Another very important tip is to go ahead and have all of your ingredients and steps ready to go before you fire up the pan. It's called mise en place. I make stir fries about once a week because it makes great use of any leftovers you have in the fridge. I typically whip them up on a Thursday after I've cooked dinner 3 or 4 nights in a row, and I use remnants of what I've got left over and throw it in the pan. We've got about 1 pound of our protein. The next step is 2 pounds of veggies. Whatever vegetable mixture your family likes, do that. I generally have remnants of onions or bell peppers or something in my veggie drawer. I just throw it all in there. This is no specific science or recipe. Just put in whatever you want. You just want it to equal about 2 pounds worth so that it's enough for a hearty meal. Always love some sort of onion in just about everything I cook. Today I'm gonna do green onions in this stir fry. So I'm gonna do the whites in the beginning of the cooking process and save the tops for the end. Veggies are ready. In the kitchen wrist, twisting like a stir fry. We want a big pack of flavor in this dish. So the third component to our formula is going to be aromatics. I almost always use fresh garlic, but I don't always have fresh ginger on hand. So the dried versions of either one of these are fine to add into your stir fry. Although ginger is very easy to find, it's super affordable and it lasts for a long time in your fridge. So pick up a big old hunk next time you're in the store. Not that kind of hunk. You can just peel it like this if you're lazy like me, or you can use a spoon and do it the right way. Oh, that smells good. I like to grate my ginger because it makes it super fine. It's able to disperse in your dish more quickly and evenly, and you don't get a big bite of ginger because it can be a little harsh sometimes. And then I'm gonna do about 2 cloves of garlic. Another aromatic you could use here is something like shallots or lemongrass. You know, I'm not big with a lot of extra tools in the kitchen that are unnecessary, but a garlic press just makes peeling your garlic easier and for sure chopping it. All right, 3 out of 4 components done, 1 more to go. Our 4th and final component is the sauce, and to me it's the most important because it kind of ties everything together. This sauce is kind of a universal stir-fry sauce, so you can use it with whatever kind of meat and veggie combo you've got going on. And the best part is this sauce is made with pantry items you probably have on hand, and if you don't have these exact items, I will give you some substitutions that you can use. So it starts with a cup of cold water and a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. I'm gonna add in 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. You can also use white sugar here or honey. Next, a couple tablespoons of rice vinegar. If you don't have rice vinegar, you could also use just a white vinegar or apple cider vinegar. And because I already had the fresh ginger on hand, I'm gonna do about 2 teaspoons of fresh ginger, or you can do about a 1/2 teaspoon of dried ginger. The 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. I'm just gonna whisk this together, and I'm also whisking in some cornstarch. This is what is going to thicken it as it cooks. You wanna whisk it in while this mixture is cold so that it all dissolves well. You just wanna whisk this till that sugar gets mostly dissolved and that cornstarch is well incorporated. And it's time to stir fry. Notice I am not heating up a wok to do my stir fry. In my experience, I have come to ruin a couple because I don't have a really nice one. So unless you're making this at least a couple times a week, I don't know if it's worth the investment when a skillet will work perfectly fine. The one thing you want to remember is to grab the biggest skillet you have, because you need as much room as possible so that our meat and our veggies get nice and brown and they don't just steam. If your pan is too crowded, it's going to steam. So another tip, if you don't have a big enough pan, you're going to need to do this in batches. So we're only going to need about a tablespoon of oil. The main thing to remember here is that you want to use an oil that has a high smoke point. We are cooking at a high temperature for an extended period of time, so you don't want your oil to burn. So something like olive oil is not the best choice here. I'm gonna go with coconut oil. Another good choice would just be vegetable oil or peanut oil. I'm gonna season my chicken lightly with some salt and pepper. Remember, this is more about the process and less about the exact recipe, so once you've got this process, you can nail this with any ingredients you want. Process starts by heating our skillet nice and hot and adding a small amount of fat. Third step, browning off our meat. You want to make sure your meat is in an even layer. You don't want them stacked on top of each other because we don't want our chicken to steam. You want to leave some space and let it get nice and brown. Another thing to remember when it comes to stir frying is you want to stir, then fry. Stir, then fry. When you fry it, you're leaving it alone so it has a chance to take on some brown color. We want to get some nice browning on our chicken, and it'll be mostly cooked about 90% of the way, and then we'll add it back in just a minute. I'm doing it in stages like this because I don't have a large wok, and I've got a dinner to serve 4 to 5 people. If you're just cooking this for 1 or 2, you can leave your chicken in and add your veggies at the same time. We're gonna do that same process with our vegetables, adding in your heartier vegetables first. At the end of the day, when it comes to stir fries, you want your vegetables to be crisp, tender. So you still want them to have a little bite to them. That's why we add the veggies that are gonna take a little bit longer to get to that point. We're gonna add them in first. Our more delicate vegetables, like our snow peas, we're gonna add a couple minutes later, because if we added these at the beginning, they would just be mush by the time the stir fry is done. Don't worry about the browning that's happening on the bottom of the pan. All that will be released as the juices come out of the vegetables and when we add our sauce. After we've added our more delicate veggies, now is also the time to add in our aromatics. And that's it. I'm turning my heat down just a little bit to more of about a medium to medium low, just to let everything come together. At this point, as the sauce comes up to a simmer, it's gonna thicken and coat those veggies. So once you have your prep done, this whole meal comes together in less than 10 minutes. I'm serving it over another budget-friendly ingredient, just rice, because that's what my family loves. And then the final step, if you're using any fresh herbs or finishing touches, remember those green onions from before, you wanna add those at the very end. This looks beautiful. You eat with your eyes first. You can just tell that it is fresh and healthy. It's definitely gonna be satisfying. Also love how a little bit goes a long way. I didn't use that many ingredients, but there's a ton of food, definitely enough to feed my family. Look at that perfect bite. The chicken is so tender. There's definitely still some crunch and freshness left in those veggies. And that sauce, y'all, you could put that on anything. In case you missed it, I'm gonna run through this process real fast one more time. Round 2. 1 pound of protein. This time I'm using chicken thighs. They're cheaper and they're even easier to cook. 2 pounds of veggies. I'm using a mixture of a leftover onion I had with some mushroom and broccoli. Number 3, aromatics. I've got garlic, and this time I'm gonna use the dried ginger. And for our sauce, I'm just going with the same sauce. Skillet nice and hot, going in with the coconut oil. How good does that look? I'm serving this one over lo mein noodles. It'll round out the meal and make it super filling and hearty and stick within a budget. You could also keep this low carb by serving it over some cauliflower rice. Saucy goodness, tender meat, crisp veggies. Let's rock and roll, baby. You've got the formula, now put it to use. Send me pictures and post in the comments your favorite stir-fry combination. I read all the comments and I love hearing what you have to say. I would also like to know what you want me to teach you how to make next. In the meantime, when it comes to the fastest, easiest, and cheapest stir-fry, you can cook that. It's just good.